to order. If we could go through a roll call. Commissioner Archibald.
Here.
Commissioner Jones.
Here.
Commissioner Santoro.
Here.
Commissioner Hogan.
Here.
Commissioner Scullin.
Here.
And I am here. If we could please stand and pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we please pause for a moment of silence? Please be seated. Does anyone have any general announcements? All right. Let's move to the approval minutes from the May 1st budget hearing meeting. Is there a motion?
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept by Commissioner Archibald. Is there a second?
For May 1st, yes.
Second by Commissioner Santoro. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of accepting the approval of approving the minutes from May 1st budget hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Moving on to the May 3rd budget hearing meeting. Is there a motion on the table to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion for discussion.
Can make a motion to amend first.
Well, we're missing a page, that's all.
I think they're out of order.
Are they out of order?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the packet, they were on. They were there
Also, it should say
a couple pages
Thursday,
ago.
not Tuesday. There's 2 Tuesdays there, it should be Thursday, May 3rd.
Yep.
Make a motion, then we can fix it under discussion.
Motion for what?
Amend.
To approve or amend?
First make a motion to approve, and then we can amend it under discussion, right?
If you want to make a motion to amend, you should do that first.
Let's make a motion to amend.
Okay, motion.
Motion to amend the 5 May 3rd meetings by Commissioner Santoro.
But, I'm sorry, I'm just not following. What do you want to amend?
The day's wrong, it should say Thursday, but that's only one
So
thing.
you have to identify what you want
Okay.
to amend.
Okay, motion to amend the day to be Thursday, May 3rd.
Is your microphone on?
Can you hear me out? Motion
Okay.
to amend the day to be Thursday, May 3rd, 2018, 2017. And he's right, they are out of order.
Can't find the second.
It's after.
Okay.
All right, so the motion to amend the minutes from Tuesday, May 3rd to Thursday, May 3rd.
Yes, please.
Correct?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I see.
Is there a second for that amendment? Second. Seconded by Commissioner Jones. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a vote. Motion to accept the amended minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0.
So it's just that one, because I'm going to resend it to Diane right now.
Okay.
It was just that one, right?
Yep. Thursday.
Thank you.
Okay. Approval of minutes from the 8th of May budget hearing meetings. Is there a motion on the table?
Motion
Motion,
to accept.
was that from Commissioner Santoro? Motion to accept by Commissioner Santoro. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hogan. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a vote. All in favor of accepting the approval of the minutes from May 8th budget hearing meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. All right, approval of the March 24th meeting. Is there a motion on the table?
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept by Commissioner Santoro. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archibald. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of approval of the minutes from the March 24th meeting, say aye.
Madam Chair? Point of order? This says April.
I'm sorry, I'm saying March. It's April. I'm the one that needs an amendment. All right, let's go back to that. Approval of the minutes from April 24th meeting. Commissioner Santoro, do you want to?
Motion to accept?
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hogan. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the April 24th meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Passes 6-0. Okay, as we have come to discover, Commissioner Champagne has moved out of the district. And first of all, I would like to publicly thank Commissioner Champagne for all the work that he did as this town merged the fire districts into one. He was an integral part of that merging. And having been able to work with him these past few years, I've been very impressed with his abilities as a leader, and I am sorry to see him go, and I wish him all the best living in Florida. So,
Madam Chair, just so you know that the process for the rest of the committee members is that the town council is advertising in the Valley Breeze this week. They're advertising for this seat. The town council will be appointing a member for the seat to finish off Commissioner Champagne's term at their June 6th meeting.
they will, at their June 6th meeting, they will appoint someone.
Hopefully, if there are applicants.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Does anyone have any questions for the solicitor regarding the process? Okay, thank you. There is no old business. Let's move to the chief's report. Chief?
Good evening. April was a pretty busy month for us, with quite a few school events, reading to classrooms in the elementary grades, and then a career day at the high school. Also during the month, I attended the Congressional Fire Service Institute in Washington, D.C., where we got to meet with our congressional delegation. And my main focus of the meeting was our quick denial of our AFG grants, which I have since learned we should be getting a link so that we can review the process and the denial process that was applied to us, so that number one, we can either do a better job, or number two, exactly find out what the intent of the grade is that reviewed the process we're looking for, so that on our next round we can do a better job. We still have one AFG grant in play, which is for the 2 members. I have not heard on that standing as of this meeting. Next month, June 13th, which is just a few weeks away, commencing at 4 p.m., we're going to be participating in a large-scale drill formulated through Federal Emergency Management Agency, through Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency, and it involves the scenario of 2 tank cars colliding, one containing ethanol and one containing chlorine. The multifaceted drill is actually going to occur in 2 places. The incident is going to be designated as the rail yard just behind this building, but the actual boots-on-the-ground training for the hazmat teams, the flammable liquid task force, and the firefighters that are involved along with EMS will be on Martin Street. The reason for this is the amount of agencies that are going to be involved in this drill would lock up the streets around Valley Falls, and it would have a significant impact on businesses. A real event, it's more easily to explain, but for a training session, we're cognizant of the fact that people have to make a living. So we're going to an area of little impact on business, little to no impact on business. At 6 p.m., there's scheduled to be a guided tour for all dignitaries from the town, which you are invited to. I believe it's going to commence at the police station, 1380 Diamond Hill Road. They're still working on the particulars of that. They've gone back and forth between the boots on the ground site at Martin Street and the EOC at Diamond Hill Road. The process is going to involve the Cumberland EOC also having a catastrophic failure, so that we have to move all of the operations to the Pawtucket EOC. This has been in the planning for about 3 years. It started with a legislative grant to write a plan that would address the concerns if we had a release in this area with the density of population. And from the tabletop, it was discovered that we should do a real-life drill to see how it will operate. This is completely funded by FEMA. So although we have to, there will be a payout by us for the people that we bring in, it is going to be reimbursable, and they have told me within 45 days it'll be reimbursed. So significant to this is that the Genesee and Wyoming Railway, which is the successor to Providence and Worcester, has agreed to participate, and this is the first time in North America that the railway has participated with a federal agency and regional agencies in training. So we want to make a good showing. This will be under a lot of scrutiny, both locally for flaws in the plan and nationwide for how things are handled. One thing going in our favor is when they pass through here, it's a lot slower than some of the Midwest straight open conditions where they're traveling at a higher speed, but it's still a significant enough event that we want to be planned for it. So, any questions?
Chief,
As soon as I will have a follow-up with the exact time for the plan. There is one piece that we have to pause for, because around 9 p.m. a live rail will be coming through. We will be operating we're going to be operating right on the rail line, so we will have to be in a safe zone at the 9 p.m. for the live rail to pass.
Chief, this is happening on a Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock?
Yes, it's an 8-hour drill.
How about the businesses that are gonna be on the other side of the tracks?
We're not blocking the tracks.
There's gonna be access, that everybody's gonna be able to get in and out of it?
Correct.
Okay.
They wouldn't give us a train, so we're bringing in simulation cars that we're going to park on the side of the track.
Oh, well, I'm saying, I'm talking about the road.
The roadway will be open for the businesses on Martin Street.
Oh, okay.
And they have been, the businesses on Martin Street have been contacted and advised of what's going to happen. It might be one-lane traffic, but there will be no delay in traffic.
Okay, thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's big.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. I will not be able to attend.
You'll get to see hazardous material teams in operation. We're going to have 4 training sites. We have one designated as an ethanol car, one designated as a chlorine car, which the chlorine is the more vicious for this area because of the toxicity of it. We have a propane truck that's going to be available to us, and then we have a 5,000-gallon tank that's unmarked that we're still trying to determine just what caustic agent we will put in it, just to challenge the hazmat teams and the decon teams.
Sulfuric acid.
So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
What will be great will be the debriefing afterwards to see.
Oh, there's going to be a whole after-action plan. That's scheduled. The first after-action meeting, I believe, is 2 weeks after the event, and then within 45 days, they have to have the whole report produced. I mean, they have photographers coming down, they have scribes coming down, they have film crews coming down, all to document the whole operation.
I was wondering, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Are they going to film it? Obviously, I'm sure they would, but that's fantastic.
Yep.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
Wow.
Hopefully we come out shining very brightly on this.
Well, you know what, even if there are problems, it's good to know what the problems are. You know, you wouldn't expect that everything's going to go smoothly, but, you know, you identify where the weak areas are and you just address those.
A lot of the injects, it came from us. Yeah, you know, just the initial, we almost thought, up until 2 weeks ago, we were pretty confident that we were actually going to have 2 rail cars on the siding that we could work on. But they just couldn't get, because they don't own the rail cars. Whoever owns the product owns the car, and their legal team was just mired down trying to get all of the sign-offs. It was huge that G&W are participating. Senator Reed's office put a lot of pressure on them in this instance to come step up and give us the opportunity. So I've learned a lot about trains in the last few weeks, and rails, and just how things go. So.
Are there any other communities involved?
Yes. Cumberland, Lincoln, Woonsocket, Hazmat, North Providence, Decon, Central Coventry, Hazmat, Johnston, Providence, East Providence, Pawtucket, Lincoln, as far as fire. Police organizations, state police, along with Cumberland and Lincoln Police. State organizations, the state DOT is going to be involved, like I said, EMA, Red Cross, the Hospital Association of Rhode Island. As soon as I have a good handle on timeframes for your viewing of the incident, I'll include all the organizations. I think there's 23 organizations total. We're doing some simulations. It started off, they wanted to transport 50 people to hospitals with injuries, and that quickly got subsided with Memorial closing and the overwhelming of the other hospitals. And then while this was going on, it was right in the middle of a flu epidemic where the hospitals were really strained. They kind of said no to that request. So we will have some victims that will have to be deconned and triaged and treated at the scene. But in this general area, we have approximately 4,400 people that would have to be evacuated in a very timely manner if there was a chlorine release.
If I could just ask, and you may not know this, I sat through an FPA 3000. I don't know, it's not a workshop, it's just a talk. And one of the organizations that they had recommended within the NFPA 3000 code was faith-based organizations. I don't know if you've talked to any of the faith-based organizations, but if it's not too late, you know, you can work with your group and try and include you may want to consider including some of the, because they would be assisting in housing people, helping evacuate.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any connection to that. I know that the Cumberland CERT team is going to be involved, some private agencies in Cumberland, but I will definitely reach out. This is an ongoing process right now.
It's evolving, correct. Yeah, so you just might want to think about it. You know, if you take a look at the 3000 code if you can, and maybe pick up some, I'll just give you more work, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. If the other commissioners, I would highly suggest, I think it would be a fabulous experience witnessing this.
And certainly, if you attend, the golf show, as Mr. Hogan has, would be appropriate so that you're recognized as part of the fire department operations.
As opposed to the Cumberland Fire Department windbreakers that we have too.
Well, that would be fun. Yeah.
Anything else, Chief?
Yeah, there was a question last month about the hydrants, and on the Cumberland water supply, we have 679 hydrants at a cost of $330 per hydrant for maintenance. And on the Pawtucket water supply system, we have 198 hydrants, and their rate, as I said, doubled on us at $696 per hydrant. And both of those had been before the PUC.
Anything else? We all set? Okay. Questions for the chief?
Chief, on the drill, do we get to you if we're going or not, or?
Yeah, that would be best so that I could tell whoever's in charge of transportation how many people will be on. They plan on bringing a bus in so that they can narrate from the EOC to the boots on the ground site to the Pawtucket EOC just what is transpiring in between.
Okay.
Madam Solicitor, does that have to be posted?
No, I mean,
It's not a meeting.
first of all, if there's not a quorum, definitely not.
Right.
It's not a meeting that you're taking action on any particular item before then.
No, okay.
So I don't think there's a need to advertise that. If I think of a reason why, then I'll let you know in plenty of time.
Yes.
But there's nothing regarding this drill that's pending before this committee right now, so at this point, I say no.
Okay.
Did you have a question for the chief?
I heard if you got it.
Okay.
I was just going to ask the chief how many years total Mr. Champagne had served at Cumberland Hill before the merger.
Before the merger?
Yes.
Well, I gotta do the math. Probably 45. 45. Yeah, he started when he was 16 as a volunteer. Then proceeded on and the public life as a police officer, stayed involved as a volunteer until after a term that he stepped aside for a little bit and then came back as a commissioner, and I think he was commissioner over 20 years, 22 years.
So just for discussion's sake, I know other departments, and Jim, you're familiar with this, when members who've put in 50 years of service resign, retire, move on, you consider maybe a plaque. Would we consider something like that? A plaque of recognition for service for so many years? Is that, Chief, are you familiar with those kind of things?
I am, I mean, the board can decide on a plaque for,
I think just, I don't want to get into a vote situation on this, but certainly if the staff thinks that they could put together something and bring it up at another meeting with the chair's approval, I think that would be appropriate.
That's fine.
I've seen it numerous times where service was recognized upon termination, so it's not that uncommon.
What did you say you wanted, Dana? You wanted...
No, just another idea of a helmet shield.
Are the mics on?
I think he mentioned to Dana he didn't want like a shield. The ones, I think Greg Briley makes the shields.
Okay, so we can discuss that.
Another time? Just for
sure.
information.
Yep,
just
I think that's a fine idea. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
Okay, next on the list is our finance report. And do we have any questions?
I do have a question, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Scullin?
On the check register on page 2, we have a Timothy Bliss, attorney, legal on CBA. Did we have action on the collective bargaining agreement?
Madam Chair, I can answer that. Commissioner Scullin, the chief and I rely on Mr. Bliss and Mr. Regoster at various times during the year on potential grievances. I honestly, at this point, can't remember exactly what we were talking with him about, but, and I probably shouldn't say it out loud anyway, because it's privileged. But if you'd like, I can review that invoice and talk to you offline about what the services were, but both Mr. Bliss and Mr. Regassa provide us with services throughout the year on labor-related issues.
Okay, so it's nothing to do with the contract in general?
No, definitely
yeah.
not.
Okay, interpretation of...
Well, I don't want to say definitely not. I might have had a question that related to the contract, but it wouldn't be contract negotiations, okay?
Okay.
Any other questions? Is there a motion to accept the finance report? Motion by Commissioner Santoro. Is there a second? Is that second by Commissioner Jones? All in favor of accepting the finance report, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Passes 5-1. Okay, this is a nice resolution. Looking at resolution 2008-14, hiring Patrick Baranski as the tax office supervisor at an annual salary of $40,000. Cumberland Fire Committee is in need of a tax office supervisor. The interview committee recommends Patrick Baranski for the position, and Patrick will work 35-hour work week and will otherwise be provided benefits in accordance with the Cumberland Fire Department Resolution 2017-35. Is there a motion on the table?
Motion.
Is that a motion to accept the resolution?
Motion to accept.
You should actually, I'm sorry, the Personnel Subcommittee met tonight. You should be asking for their recommendation first.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do we have a recommendation from the Personnel Subcommittee?
Yes. Yes, the recommendation by majority vote was yes, to hire.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, sorry. Just, yeah.
So, now we have a motion on the table to accept the resolution by Commissioner Santoro. No, we don't have a motion. Is there a motion on the table?
Yes, motion.
Motion to
Hire.
hire, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hogan. All in favor of hiring Patrick? Oh, I apologize.
I just want to make one comment with Mr. Baranski here. I voted nay on the Personnel Subcommittee, and I'd be voting nay on this resolution. It has nothing to do with the individual that is up for the appointment. It's just my feeling that we've created a real monster in the administrative side of this district, and we really need to look at how we're operating, so I just can't support hiring another person.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of hiring Patrick Baranski as the tax office supervisor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Passes 5-1. Looking at resolution number 15, authorizing the business manager to pay S&D road service an amount not to exceed $5,619. All repairs have been made with the approval to engine 5 of the chief. Therefore, it is resolved that the business manager is authorized to pay S&D road service an amount not to exceed $5,619.40. Is there a motion on the table?
Motion.
Motion to authorize payment by Commissioner Scullin,
Second.
second by Commissioner Jones. Any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Hogan?
Chief, this was all for a radiator?
Believe it or not, it was for a radiator. Even more disheartening, the tanks are plastic and the cooling fins are aluminum. And the plastic deteriorated and it was just disintegrating apart on the vehicle and wouldn't hold fluid.
Thank you.
So it's $3,000 for a plastic radiator.
Yeah. And it was down over a week to get it. It's special order. S&D tried. They removed it. They were going to bring it to A&I in North Attleboro, who has done work for us before on heaters and radiators and air conditioning. But when they got it out, they started just feeling the upper tank was so brittle that no repair would have lasted. They would have been coming back out. So we consulted, and the best was to start over again.
Are we gonna have an issue with any of the other engines with the same? Do they all have plastic?
Yes, they all have plastic tanks.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Maybe we could buy them on eBay?
Gorilla glue.
They're all, the problem is they're all constructed different by engine manufacturer and spacing inside the doghouse. So it's basically like a custom tank for each truck. It is by far the most expensive truck in the fleet.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go to vote authorizing the business manager to pay S&D road service an amount not to exceed $5,619.40. Say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. Is there any public input tonight? Hearing none.
Motion to
Is there a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn by Commissioner Scullin?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hogan. All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. This meeting is adjourned.